It is my absolute pleasure this morning to introduce to you our next President of the United States, Senator Rick Santorum.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. What a great response. What a wonderful welcome that I received here. And wow, the biggest welcome I received. What beautiful weather you folks have down here. This is If it's like this every day, well, I guess it is like this every day. That's why you're here, right? Thank you so much. Let me first thank the folks from First Baptist Church for giving us the opportunity. What a beautiful venue. Thank you so much. I thank all the pastors, but I only have an hour to talk. Anyway, let me thank Chris Lombardo for his emceeing and for warming us up and for taking the time to come here and be with us this morning. Obviously, I want to thank also Jim Bob Duggar, who came here today, and for all the work that he's done. I always tell my Jim Bob Duggar story, which is we were campaigning in Iowa, we were running on a shoestring, and I always say that's probably an insult to shoestrings. But we were running that kind of campaign, and it was about 2 weeks before the election, and we were still sitting down in about single digits, and no one thought we really had any chance, and we were struggling with money, and you know, but we felt this momentum. We thought things were going to turn around, and we were feeling actually very, very optimistic. And you know, all these candidates, we're running around in a Dodge Ram pickup truck. And my son and another guy were driving around. That's how we were traveling the state. Everybody else was going in buses and in SUVs and in airplanes and charter aircraft. And here we are just trucking through. And anyway, so I'm talking about, you know, we got to stay lean. We got to stay mean. This is the kind of campaign. We're going to run an efficient campaign. We're not going to have mountains of debt. We're going to run this campaign like we're going to run the federal government. We're going to run it lean and mean and on budget. You look at our report, we've done it. We've run it lean and mean, and we've run it every dollar is effectively spent. We don't waste money. We run an efficient campaign, and that's what I've always driven home on not only every campaign when I was in public life. And so here we are, late one night. It's very, very late. We're pulling up to the Comfort Inn that we're staying in, and I pull up, and what do I see sitting in front of me in the parking lot? A huge bus that says Rick Santorum for President. And I looked over at the guy on who's working with me. I said, "Who authorized to pay for that? We don't have any money for that." And he looked at me and said, "I don't know." And so we called around and we found out, well, it wasn't our bus after all. It was Jim Bob Duggar's bus. And his kids went out and stenciled Rick Santorum for President on their bus that they travel in, and they have been traveling. Is the bus out here in the park? It's out there in the parking lot. So they've been traveling not just in Iowa, but in South Carolina and down here in Florida, and they have been not just great to come and do events for us and help us out, but they have been a great inspiration, and just like so many have been praying for us and supporting us in even more important ways. And I just want to thank Jim Bob and the whole family for their help and support. Yes, I know we've heard Rick Santorum is the family values candidate. A lot of campaigns try to run away from being labeled. I don't run away from the fact that I believe that at the foundation of our country, is built upon the American family. And if that makes me the family values candidate, then I accept that. We are a country, and I find this in my own life. You know, when we look to solve problems in America, when a problem comes up in your life, what do you look for first? Well, first you try to solve it yourself, right? If you got a problem, you deal with it. That's part of life. Every single day there's things come up. And there's sometimes you need some help. And so you go and you look not just maybe at your immediate family, but your extended family. When things get tough, you go to people who know you, who love you, who support you. And the stronger that network and that family is, the more support you have. When things come up in the family and you have a difficult time and you have maybe a couple of kids and one has to do one thing and one has to do another, isn't it nice if you have a mom and a dad that can divide those duties, right? I value and respect and in fact admire the heroic work that single parents do. But a lot of my best supporters are single moms who understand how hard it is and that our country would be better off if we had stronger families to help them be able to raise children in a way that is economically more efficient. And if you look at the state of the family in America today, it is not a healthy state. People say, well, the economy's bad because of X, Y, and Z. Well, if you look at the size of government and the health of our economy, it is a huge factor in that, ladies and gentlemen, is the state of the American family. And it's not going to change overnight. Yes, we can do some things to get the economy growing and going, and I'll talk about our plans and why I think, and I do believe it's the best plan to get the economy growing and to reduce the mountain of debt. But if the American family doesn't get healthier, if we don't have more people engaged in meaningful married relationships, raising children in that healthy relationships with moms and dads, then government is going to stay big and get bigger. And the economy is going to struggle. If you look at two-parent households in America versus single-parent households, the poverty rate among two-parent households in America is 8%. And that's here in the middle of a recession that we've been in for a long time. Not technically one, but we all know that that's what it feels like out there. Certainly down here in South Florida with the housing market. But if you're in a single-parent family, the poverty rate isn't 8%, it's almost 40%. In the last 30 years, the percentage of people married over the age of 18 in America has gone